presentation of the data, which means we can see any data in the SCADA in the graphical form. So we can check one data of our one program, so that I have created already. The program I have created is that in one integer address of n7 colon 0, the value will be increased up to 100, and that value will be again resetted to 0 whenever the value is reached up to 100 value. So I have created one program in which whenever I press the start switch, in the integer 0, the value is gradually increased by adding the 1 value into the integer address and again saving into the integer address. So this program I have. Now I want to check the data of this integer address in the graph in the SCADA. So for that I have to take the tag of this integer address that I have taken as an int name. So now for creating a graph, what we have to do after creating a tag of that particular integer address? So after that we have to go to the object menu bar. In that object menu bar you can see the trending option, and in the trending option you can see two different trend are available. First one is trend pro and second one is only trend. So we have to select a trend pro, and after selecting a trend pro, just draw that particular graph by just clicking on your cursor. So this type of graph will be drawn, and you can see the trend pro properties after creating a graph, and whatever toolbar and all the things you want to see on your graph, you can just check that, and you can uncheck if you don't want that particular a toolbar on your graph. So you can check and uncheck, and after checking these options for setting up a particular value that will be shown in our graph, for that we have to go to the trend setup. So just click on the trend setup, and this type of window will be open, and you can see the traces tab is here, and for adding a trace we have to click on this plus icon on the bottom, and after adding a trace we have to add our integer tag name. So you can write directly name of that particular address, or you can directly go to this live data, and select our SCADA folder that we have communicating through the SCADA software, and select this integer address, and in this integer address you can find your items in the bottom side by double clicking on this integer. Yes, so you can see this item. So this value I want to see in our graph. So this n7 colon 0 that we have to select and just click on the OK button. So this n7 colon 0 value will shown in our trend or a graph window, and we can see after connecting this display into the test mode, and whatever color you want to draw of that particular line, you can select the color from here, and after that just click on the close button. So our graph will be added, and click on the OK button. So this graph will look like this, and for checking this graph we just go to the test display button and just start the process. So in the x-axis you can see the time, and on the y-axis you can see the value of our particular data that we have checking from our PLC. So right now it is showing the n7 colon 0, and when you press the start switch, so our value will be increased. So you can see on the y-axis value is increasing, and the graph of that particular integer is showing on this our graph. So it will be showing our particular value in this graph, or you can check the data in the graph form, or you can add multiple data to the single graph, and you can compare that particular data at the same time. And if you want to check the value at particular time, so you can just draw your cursor or move your cursor to the graph, and it will be showing the value. with the time. So like this we can check the graph of our any data from the PLC. So it will look like this, because our value is increased to the 100, so it will be go to the 100 value, and from the 100 it will directly go to the 0. So you can see the traces of that particular value is increased at this time or decreased at which time. So like this we can check our graph in the SCADA software. And if I stop the process, so the value of that particular address of integer is 35, so it will be draw a straight line. So whatever data is coming from the PLC, so that data will be displayed in this graph. So like this we can configure and trend in our SCADA software. Now if we want to configure and recipe management configuration in the SCADA. So what is this recipe manager? So basically recipe manager is used in the process industries or chemical industry or food processing industry, where a multiple raw materials can be processed and make a final product. So in the, just for example, food processing plant, if they are making some food by mixing some material or processing some material, processing raw material, so in the field, whenever you want to make some product, so for that you have to change the parameters regarding that particular product. Just for example, if product A, I want to make a product A, so for that the timing is like 4 second. First timer timing is 4 second, the second motor is operating for 10 second. And if I want to make a product 2, so the parameter or set point for the product 2 will be changed. So that will be very complex task for changing the parameters one by one. So by using this recipe management in the SCADA, you can change the data of every individual parameter by on a single click. Just for example, in the product one, your set point and parameter are like 10 parameter you want to change whenever you want to make a product one, so that all 10 parameters can be changed via single click in the SCADA software. And if in the product 2 we have to change a 15 parameter, so that all 15 parameters can be changed directly from this recipe manager via single click. So that will be very useful in the production industry, like food processing industry, chemical industry, pharmaceutical industry. So how to configure this recipe management in the SCADA software? So for that, first I am showing you the example that the program will create in our PLC project for checking the this recipe management process. So I have that program. So in the program I have three timers, timer number 0, timer number 1, and timer number 2. So just for example, this is a timer for some particular process, and I want to change all of the three timers preset value via single click. You can change the timers preset value individually from the SCADA, but if you want to change the all three timers preset value via single click, so for that I have taken the three move instruction in my ladder program, in which integer 0 that will be transferred to the timer 0 preset, integer 1, the value of the integer 1 will be transferred to the timer 1 preset value, and the value of integer 2 will be transferred to the timer 2 preset. So we can configure this integer 1, 2, and 3 in our recipe manager, and we will transfer the values directly through the PLC from the SCADA. So I'm downloading this program to our PLC. After that we will check our process. So this program I have downloaded and connected into the online mode. After that we have to create a tag for this integers 1 and 2 and integer 0. So I am going to the SCADA software and go to the tag, HMI tag, and creating, already we have the integer 0 tag in our record. So I have to create a integer 2 and integer 1 tag in the tag browser. Okay, now I want to create a new tag. So for that, um, writing a name of integer 1, selecting the type that is analog, and the address is integer 1. Accept and click on the next button for creating a new integer 2 address. It will be analog tag, and the address of that tag will be integer 2. So the integers has been created, so I am closing this tag window. Now for configuring the recipe manager, so first of all we have recipe manager in this explorer window. So just scroll down in this explorer window and you can see this recipe pro plus folder. After that you can see this recipe pro plus editor application. So just double click on that recipe pro plus editor and the recipe manager will open. It will take some time to opening. So this recipe manager application is open. So in this you can create a recipe as per your requirement. For creating a recipe we have a new recipe button on the top. So I'm just selecting or clicking the new recipe, and you can see the recipe will be added into the recipe list. So just I'm writing a product 1. So product 1 is after writing a name, just click on the enter, and whatever ingredient or whatever raw materials are there that we have to add in this ingredient name. Just for example, this is the material 1 and the tag set that is integer is that, and whatever value will be set for this integer. So firstly I am setting the 5 value. After that material 2 is that we can write any name for the ingredient name, write a tag name for that, and write the recipe value that we want to set whenever this product 1 recipe will transfer to the PLC. Material 3 integer 2 tag is there, and I want to set a 15 value of this integer 2 whenever I will transfer this recipe. So a product 1 recipe is created. You can add multiple materials or multiple ingredients and connect the tag from the PLC and write the recipe value. After this, what we have to do, we have to save this recipe file. So this product 1 file is saved in this recipe manager. After that, just close this window and take one button from the object, because we want to transfer this recipe file to the PLC. So for that we have to write a function, and for writing a function we have to take a button. So I am taking a button here. I go to the action, and in the action we have by default selected run command. So which command we have to run? So for that just click on this 3 dot. So it will be showing up the different commands, and in the command window we have to select a recipe download command. So you can see here recipe pro plus download command is there. So just select this recipe pro download command and click on the next. So it will be asking you for which recipe you want to download to the PLC. So just select product 1 and click on the finish button, and for writing a caption go to this appearance and write product 1 and click on the OK. Same way we will create another recipe, so we will better understand. Again I am creating a new recipe that will be product 2, and I will writing the same material. This is just for understanding, so you can easily understand this recipe management process. So like this you can create another file. Now I'm taking again one push button and giving the command again for recipe pro download and selecting the another file, that is a product 2, and writing a caption. Just click on the OK button. Now for checking the values of this all of these 3 integers, we will take a numeric display for that. So from the numeric and string, select numeric display and draw the square and write the tag name. And again I am duplicating this, so change the tag name, again duplicate, and I am changing the tag name of integer 2. So we have created all of these 3 integers numeric display, so we can check the value of that particular integers that will be written. Okay. Now for checking this recipe manager, we are just going to the test display mode, and you can see here all of three integer values right now is 0, and from in the programming software also we can see the value, all the values is 0. Same way the timers preset is also 0, you can see here. Now when I click on this recipe download button, which is the product 1, so that value is transferred to the PLC, and that value will be shown in this integer address also, as well as in our timers preset also. Yes, you can see here that value is transferred, like N70 is 5, N71 is 10, and N72 is 15. So that value is setted of the preset of that particular timer. Like in timer 0, the preset value is 5, timer 2, the preset value is 10, and in the timer 3, preset value is 15. That we have already written in our product 1 recipe file. So in the product 1 recipe file, I have write the value of this integer 0, 5, integer 1, 10, and integer 2, 15. And I have created another file also just for understand. So now if you want to make a product 2, so what we have to do, just we have to click on the product 2, and all the parameters regarding this product 2 is downloaded to our integer tag. So as you can see here, the value is changed to the 100, and in the programming software we can see, okay, only 100 value is transferred, because in the when I have created the tag, because I have written the value of this integer 1, 2, and 3 like 100, 200, and 300. So when tag was created, I have given the low limit and high limit is 0 to 100. So just I am changing that limit, so you can, so here integer 0 limit is 0 to 100, integer 1 limit is 0 to 100, that I have to change to just 500, and for integer 2 again I am changing the value of 500. Now our proper recipe will download. Now if I click on the product 2, so the value 100, 200, and 300 will be transferred to our integer addresses, and that will be set as a preset value in our timers accumulator. As you can see here, first timer accumulator is set to 0, second timer accumulator is showing 200, and third timer's accumulator is showing 300. So like this you can change the different multiple parameters via single click by using this recipe management software. So this will be very useful in the process plant for changing the parameters when you are changing your product, whenever you want to production some materials. So for that you can directly put the parameters in the field without changing individual parameters. So this will be very useful tool for this particular industries, and further development in the SCADA will do in our